And we're back with some more Legacy of Kain.
These portals are your conduit between the spectral and material realms. With their aid, you may gather matter and will yourself to become manifest in the physical world. This is taxing, however. Your strength must first be fully restored. You require no conduit to return to this plane. You may abandon your physical body at any time. Sustain your strength to prolong your manifestation in the physical world. If you fail to feed or absorb too many wounds, this fragile matter will dissolve.
So now we're in the material world, and you can go back to the spectral realm by just pressing up on the D-pad and then selecting this glyph thing, and then pressing X. And as you can see, everything went demented and all that again. To go back to the material realm, you have to have full health first, and then you can do it, and you have to go back to the material world on one of those blue things. Oh, and good news! Today I hit 250 subscribers. So yeah, I'd just like to thank you guys.
You are young yet, Raziel. You still retain many of your vampiric weaknesses. Immersion in water, while not fatal, will dissolve your physical body, forcing your return to the spirit world. Be aware that in the spectral realm, water has neither heft nor lift. It stands as thin as air.
That was such a long explanation for basically just saying that if you go in the water you die. I mean, he didn't have to take 30 minutes out of it. Thanks, ominous, creepy voiced guy.
What are these creatures?
Do you not recognize them? They are the children of your brother, Duma.
That's impossible. These foul, scuttling beasts could not be kin of our high blood?
Do you suppose that time stood still for you, Raziel? Much has changed since you passed from the world of men.
I knew my opponent's weaknesses, having suffered them myself. Physical wounds are fleeting. The vampire's immortal flesh begins to close as soon as it is cleaved. Vampires need only fear those wounds that impale or inflame. Water scorches like acid, and fledglings are devastated by sunlight's touch. I would have to modify my tactics to suit my foes.
Now, for a majority of enemies in this game, you actually have to, like, execute them somehow, either by throwing them in light or throwing them in water or impaling them or something.
Unfettered from the flesh, a creature's soul fades swiftly into the spectral realm. Draw it in quickly, Raziel, or you will be compelled to follow.
So yeah, since we don't have a weapon right now, we're just gonna throw these guys into the light. And I actually don't know why Raziel doesn't get damaged by the light, and that idiot just walked into the light.
Your physical prowess surpasses what you knew in life. Even massive obstacles can be moved effortlessly.
So for some strange, unexplainable reason, now that Raziel is dead, he is 9,000 billion times stronger than whatever he was when he was alive. For some odd reason. Never really explained. But anyway, for some reason we can push massive concrete blocks around like they're nothing. And I know where this little exit thing is off by heart because I've started a new game on this game so many times. And before you exit through the door, you might want to take this torch with you as a weapon. And again, I have trouble opening the bloody door.
The sanctuary of the clans reduced to ruin. Beyond these walls lay the pillars of Nosgoth, the seat of Kain's empire. How humble it now appeared, collapsing into the dust of its former magnificence. And yet, I had only just emerged. In the instant between my execution and resurrection, centuries had apparently...
This world is wrecked with cataclysms. The Earth strains to shrug off the pestilence of Kain's parasitic empire. The fate of this world was preordained in an instant by a solitary man. Unwilling to martyr himself to restore Nosgoth's balance, Kain condemned the world to the decay you see. In that moment, the unraveling began. Now it is nearly played out. Nosgoth teeters on the brink of collapse. Its fragile balance cannot hold.
So, we will be going in Kain's castle a little bit later on. Actually, we go into Kain's castle pretty soon, actually. Yeah! Eat stick. And I really shouldn't have provoked him, because now I don't have a weapon. But if you go over here, you can get a spear. Which is cool beans. Eat spear. And yeah, I do actually recommend picking that spear up, because it makes it so much easier to kill enemies. And now, we can sneak, but personally, I really don't find the stealth sneaking aspect really that good in this game. Usually I just go up to him and hit the bejesus out of him. I'll be taking my spear, thank you very much. Okay, whenever you see one of these doors, it means you've got a teleportation checkpoint worldy thingy. And what I mean by that is that you can activate one of these things. Now these make it so you can just like instantly teleport to another place in the world. Just makes things a whole lot easier, and I recommend getting as many as you can. And you'd be surprised how big the world actually is in this game. So you will need to activate those portals. By the way, did you guys notice that when we took out our first two enemies, there was actually a light beam shining down, which was really bright, but when we actually went outside, it was miserable as all hell. So where the hell did that light come from? I just don't get it. And here we have the place where Raziel died, but didn't at the same time.
This, at least, had remained constant. The endlessly swirling vortex of the abyss. My tomb, and the womb of my rebirth. Though much of Nosgoth's landscape had changed, these cliffs gave me my bearings. My clan territory was to the west. I was anxious to see how my descendants had fared during the centuries of my absence.
Okay, so I didn't give myself really enough time to do an outro, so I gotta talk really fast to get this over and done with. So next time we'll be heading east. See you guys later. Did I say east? Well, I meant west.